you're going to get smoke kinked or something like that, but it does buy space. Maybe your team takes Roshan off of that. Maybe they take a tower that's important to you. Those sort of things. So I think it is going to be more of a carry meta as well. So we're going to see less of a focus on those mid superstars, you know, that are turning into these big carries that, you know, are way up there in the net worth. They're like 25K and their 2 position is at 12K or something like that. They've got double the net worth of their next teammate.
At this point, I feel like you're sending subliminal images to people you play with that allow you to farm as much as your carries.
Yeah.
As an offlaner.
Like, I need a little bit more. No, so I was thinking about this. I was watching an EG game, and I was thinking, like, I feel that Arteezy is going to be more happy with this patch. Right.
I don't care
and
about
Sumail is going to be a little less happy.
I care more that Sumail is more happy with the patches. He's already miserable with the current one.
I think this is the rise of safe lane carries. I really do. And it then in turn makes offlane still important, but a different, right? You need to be more aggressive as an offlaner, but also more sacrificial in that regard. Mid carries are going to be carrying less and setting tempo more.
I mean, they were already really depressed because they had like 5 people in their lane all the time. Now it's going to get any worse, you're telling me?
Yeah, I mean, dude, you don't know the safe lane carry life where an offlaner shows up with a poor man's shield and is like 1v1ing and pushing you out of lane.
And then just goes to the shrine.
They trade and then they take shrine and stuff.
No more poor man shields.
Yeah, exactly. So the poor man shield went away. Yeah, there's a lot of benefits. Anybody who because part of the thing is, right, ancient stacking is really important right now. So that's why Gyrocopter has been so big. Yeah, but I think it's like even more prevalent now. I can't say what it is. I think it's like the ancient is what lets you be able to quickly get into that objective taking mode.
Yeah.
Whereas before I felt like it was slower. The idea of ancients, it was better to control the ancient area and less important to stack. Whereas now it's like the big burst of farm that allows you to be able to hit that key timing to be able to go for a push.
That's partly why Complexity has done well in this patch, because they were always one of those teams.
Yeah, they were definitely a timing-based team for sure.
Right then, there we go then. Draft number 1, LFY with Sanking. Those 3 bans on either side. No big surprises there, I don't think.
Maybe the Queen of Pain that early.
I was going to say the quad was a little unusual, but that's for maybe LFY just have a plan.
I mean, you get 3 bans to start, right?
Newbee love Queen of Pain too.
Yeah, do you feel like people are still just doing a throwaway ban in the series sometimes? Really thinking it through too much?
I don't think it's like a throwaway ban. I think it's just like, hey, they're really good with this hero. Let's just not take the chance. Yeah. I do think that the
rather
extra
than 3 strategical bans.
Well, it's a strategy in a different way. It's taking them out of their comfort zone, not letting them play the game that they want to play. Witch Doctor tiny.
So the Witch Doctor is a bit more surprising to me, especially since I don't feel like it's particularly good versus the Sand King. But it is one of the better supports against Tiny, just because Witch Doctor's seen a lot of value against all these tanky heroes that are being picked up. Tiny, Tidehunter, these kind of heroes are just being wrecked by the Maledict.
Yeah, DDC's favoured the AA, the Lich, the Ogre, and the Witch.
I think it's also a deny pick. LFY really like to run the Witch Doctor a lot, and so taking that away from him feels like it's pretty good. And DP, this is one of those heroes that I feel like it's sort of up there with Medusa as far as superheroes that just fit what he needs to do always. Taking it this early is still a little bit scary. I'd imagine maybe an AA ban comes out.
This is definitely pretty questionable because it's not like Tiny is bad versus Death Prophet, because he's a gap closer that does a large amount of burst damage, both magic and physical. So it's not like Death Prophet counters the Tiny, right? It's actually oftentimes the other way around. So what LFY is going to be doing more likely is they're going to be setting the pace for this game. They're going to be contesting Tiny's farm. First and foremost, I think they're going to get really strong laners. I think they're going to try and go aggro in some way. They're going to make sure that Sand King has a good game and he has a Blink Dagger, because it's really important as a Death Prophet for your team to be able to get the initiation first. The last thing you want to be doing is popping Exorcism after you've been jumped on, stunned for 3 seconds, you're low, you have to pop Exorcism, pop Spirit Drain, pop Eul Scepter, just to be able to have a hope of being able to survive. You want your team to be able to set you up to be able to pop Exorcism and run into the enemy team. So laning phase could be hugely important here for LFY.
And I think that now as well, banning out that Ancient Apparition, you see the Tidehunter, the Dazzle ban. Oracle is still in the pool for LFY, some other defensive support that can sort of make it so she doesn't have to do all the work of surviving herself. And considering you already have 2 sources of pretty heavy magical damage, it could fit pretty well. The only thing is, it's still an Oracle at the end of the day, and he's pretty garbage right now. But I'm wondering if it's
the last one of those you saw.
It's been a while.
I feel like we haven't seen any of them. Oh, maybe there was one at PGL.
I think so. I can't tell you
one,
why.
but that's how rare it's been. I mean, we barely can remember one.
The hero is just bad for laning phase, right? But outside of that, there is no reason that he can't be a viable support hero. But it's just like the laning phase is so important that because Oracle is so poor, because he's so easily shoved out of lane by offlaners, because he doesn't really provide a ton of stabilizing power for your carry, it's just like hasn't been picked up because you could just get run over and lose the game instantly.
And even the things he's good at, other heroes that can do it as well.
Well, a lot of them have been banned out here. That's the problem. You got the Wyvern ban, the Dazzle ban. Shadow Demon's the other one that sort of sticks out as a possibility. But I'm trying to figure out, like, again, how you can sort of protect this DP.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, half-measure saves, right? It's like Shadow Demon Disruption is, like, kind of a save, but sometimes it's just a setup. Same goes with, like, Bane and his Nightmare.
The Enigma.
10 seconds remaining.
I don't know, but I think...
about garbage heroes right now.
I think LFY... I think a Razor might be. Newbee, on the other hand, just more focus on burst damage. They don't have a 4 position yet, which is probably where they're going to head to.
Yeah, is Earth Spirit still in the pool? That might be
Earth Spirit is still
one.
in the pool. Clockwork's still in the pool.
Phoenix is another classic for them.
Yeah,
but
I've played it a couple of times here.
I think it's a little awkward, though, because I really like the Phoenix with or against the Void. But I don't think... Well, LFY could pick up the Void, possibly, but I don't think Newbee can really make that work. In part because of the... It's just a very squishy lineup, I guess, from your 2 supports. I don't know, maybe it's possible. I just oftentimes feel like you want another initiator against the Death Prophet.
And it would need to be like something out of the offlane then. And with Slardar Band, with Beastmaster Band, there's not many of those like instant initiators. You'd be like going back for a brew or something.
Surprised we didn't see.
I think that hero is kind of being addressed, so maybe it's not a good idea to open 1-2, but I do think it's a viable 3-4 pickup. Nice. Good call, Gabe.
Yep.
I think it's just that talent also just makes it look so silly whenever he goes for the dive. I don't know. It's weird though. I completely agree with you what you were saying. It's sort of they're going to need to find some other form of initiator, like a Sven or something out of the safe lane.
So if you pick up your 5 position here as LFY, then you can see Newbee's like either their offlane or safe lane, and you can get yourself a good 1v1 matchup and run aggro. I think that would be the play right now. Because I do want you to run over the Phoenix Witch Doctor lane if possible.
I mean, if Newbee go back for some type of safe lane, all right, so that's disruptive. He's not really that strong in lane either, though.
It's okay, right? You just got like a really strong damaging ability. But you're right, he's not going to be like a good nuking stunning hero for you. But it is good control versus the Phoenix.
10 seconds remaining.
It's dangerous for Tiny as well because you don't want to build into BKB because there are very few and far between disables that are good versus Tiny anymore, right? Like I was talking about how like mini stuns are good versus Tiny, right? Because long duration stuns are so garbage, right? Like Witch Doctor, Cask, and Battery Assault are better versus Tiny because at least they're always like coming up and they're always happening. Whereas like Primal Roar is like the worst shit ever versus Tiny because it just knocks it off. Doom is awful versus Tiny because it just knocks it off, right? But an AoE disable is hugely important because then you're able to get a nice, good, like the full control over the Tiny. He's not going to build BKB, so Disruptor is one of the better heroes.
Newbee gone for the Void. I thought it might have been the other way around, but
yeah,
they both play. It's another contested hero.
I mean, when you have the Phoenix, I think the Void is like a gimme. Like the combination is far too strong.
I'm wondering now if this is going to be like a KP Tiny, because they tend to leave SC's pick for last, but I guess that they could still switch it up at the end.
I'm liking the return of Morph.
Maybe it's a KP like offlane Phoenix and like some sort of weird support Tiny. I do think you're on the right track where there's like there could be something weird about this. The normal setup would be offlane KP Void and then some sort of safe lane Tiny perhaps, because I don't think you want that Tiny versus the Death Prophet. But maybe they think that Phoenix can actually rectify that lane. Maybe that's where the Disruptor and Phoenix come in, right? Is that they are both really good supports at being able to stabilize the mid lane when you are under pressure, right? So Phoenix comes in to be able to help out the Tiny or whoever is going to be mid against the Death Prophet. And which in turn, like Disruptor is equally strong because his Q is so such good harassment.
Kaka's Phoenix does tend to play a very like roaming oriented Phoenix as well. I remember when he was playing for some other team, it was like a long time ago, but he was like constantly winning them the game with his Phoenix in the mid lane. So I really like that idea.
That wasn't back in the days of Sunray Good Hero, was it?
I think it was actually.
Yeah.
It might have been.
So I really like this Morphling pickup. I was thinking like Razor or Lifestealer, some sort of durable core, but Morphling, he does fit the bill in durable core, but he also is a great pickup versus certain heroes, and I think Tiny is one of the better ones. You survive through the burst, and then your Morph ability. There are few and far between now, like the abilities where the heroes that like, oh, Morph is a great ability here. We were testing this out with Wepas last night, and we were just going over certain heroes. So pretty much any hero that has a buff that they apply to themselves is good for Morphling because you can turn into that hero, apply it to themselves, and then keep the carry Morphling that he has. So, for example, you turn into an Ursa, pop Fury Swipes, go, right? You pop a Tiny, take a tree, turn back into the Morphling, those sort of things.
Saw that the other day.
Oh
Who did that? Was that CCY that did that?
Yeah, he was, doing
it. Yeah.
And taking over the Tiny here, it's going to be really good.
Yeah. Turn into a Wyvern, pop Arctic Burn, turn back into the Morphling. You're a flying bird.
We did make the point of the Doom.
Yeah, but it's versus the Void, though.
Right.
It versus the Void and the Phoenix.
Oh my god, you called it, Paul.
Tiny.
What the hell?
Wow.
All right.
It's still garbage, but it was the right hero.
This one is questionable. Well, maybe it's good. You've got a ton of huge ultis.
It's true. Synergistic, isn't it?
LFY set themselves up, right, where they said, okay, we're going to pick this Death Prophet early. We're going to have time pushes. And now every single one of those time pushes is going to be met by a big team fight ultimate. It's kind of weird.
Look at Lyrica right
I'm
now.
just thinking.
His brain is actually physically hurting
right?
him right
Every
now.
single time, think about this. Every single time they go for an exorcism, there is no, like, the usual problem with having long cooldown team fight abilities is that you take one fight and you win it, and maybe you kill one or two heroes, but they come back and they're immediately going to put pressure on you, and you can't do anything about it. So here in this situation, every single exorcism push is going to be met by either a black hole or a chronosphere egg combination. I'm not sure if it's good, but I am going to go for LFY, right. But it's an interesting concept that Newbee are taking to this.
In one word, Lyrical?
I'm going to go with Newbee.
All right, okay. Split decision between the two of them. What a great draft, and what a great game we've got to look forward to. Ultimates everywhere, exactly how we like it in game number 1 between LFY and Newbee.
Prepare for battle.
Yes, that is right. Two Herald casters coming at you. Looking forward to casting LFY versus Newbee here. Two great teams, of course, from China. A rematch of the recent DPL finals, the top league essentially here in China Black.
Yeah. Newbee lost to them actually twice in that tournament. LFY kicked them into the lower bracket and then beat them again in the grand final. So they should have an advantage over them here, but we'll see how it goes. I actually really like the Enigma last pick because it's one of the only things that actually prevents Morphling from using morph ability. So if he has on 400 health, he's just dead because he can't morph up. Whereas like through normal stuns, Chronosphere and stuff, you can still morph up. And then Enigma is like a hard counter to Morphling in that sense.
Okay, yeah, very interesting, because yeah, Enigma isn't really a hero. It's actually, we're going to see action right off the bat here. Sand King sending it on a Tiny, holding that tree, not going to do him much good right here, though, as Triple C is going to go down for the first blood. LFY sneaking in there on the dire side. They used the smoke, obviously, to get to that point, but man, that caught Triple C off guard completely.
And Newbee was really slow to move out of base, and they got severely punished here right there. So, well played by LFY, even though it's very risky to smoke up like that, because usually there's like a Phoenix there or something that will just unsmoke you and Phoenix dive away or Icarus dive away and you pretty much just wasted the smoke. But this time it turns out to be quite alright for them.
I gotta say, I'm really excited to see Morphling once again. When we saw the pick happen, you know, I did a fist pump. I was like, this hero is quickly jumping up my personal tier list as far as entertaining heroes, because the idea of using that ultimate, there's just so much diversity when it comes to that ability here. So,
well, this game, if we, what does he really have? Only the tiny
Tiny is
really.
the big thing, yeah.
So he wants to become the tiny, get the splash attack, the bonus attack damage. And that's pretty much the only thing he can really steal from enemies this game. Even though double glimpse can be quite cool too.
Yeah.
You become your own disruptor, you glimpse another good
That could
back.
be fun, yeah.
Or even double infernal blade. It can really crush the tiny as well.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll have to see what he wants to do later on.
See throughout the game right here. SCCC though, middle lane, you were mentioning also, we're talking about this as the draft was coming about. Tiny versus Death Prophet in the middle lane. Do you feel like Death Prophet should have a pretty good time in this lane?
DP usually, okay, old patch, when Tiny didn't have the pre-grab ability, DP completely crushed this lane. But we've seen Ace versus SCCC. Going on the Phoenix bottom. Yeah. Snuck in from behind on the Sanking. Well played by him. And but as I was saying, we have seen this matchup before, Ace versus SCCC, and SCCC on the DP actually lost that lane to the Tiny. So it seems like the new Tiny actually has an advantage there, but we'll see how it turns out into this lane here.
Yeah, to keep an eye on how that last hitting works. Obviously, the first blood potential, or the first blood that happened in favor of LFY there, specifically on that Tiny. But of course, he was able to make it back in time, so not necessarily hurting him the most, just giving that slight benefit to the other side. But KP bottom lane, he is level 2 currently, perhaps going to be hitting level 3. Yeah, no, he just hit level 2 recently, but going to be going the early Soul Ring here. What kind of build? Do you still think we're going to see that Hand of Midas build on the Enigma coming out?
Usually that's what people do, yeah. And I don't think he... I was actually always wondering whether it's the best build or not, because you have the inbuilt GPM talent at level 15. So usually what you want to do at level 15, if you go Hand of Midas, you go for the cooldown reduction, which is very beneficial later on into the game.
Yeah.
If you don't go to Hand of Midas, you actually need to go to 120 GPM, which is very hurtful later on, because you lose a lot of the cooldown reduction for your ultimate. Like Octarine Core, Refresher, you want to have the cooldown reduction.
Is just so good, and because the idea that it affects items on top of the abilities.
Yeah, it is amazing on Enigma especially.
So we'll see what KP decides to go for. Right now, obviously he's having a lot of presence from Kaka at the bottom lane as well, but as I say this, Sand King's going to stun on in. Disruptor, DDC puts a kinetic field down, but Enigma making the play of just TPing out. Making the safe play right there, but they are clearly making a point not to let KP have anything go in this game.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at the supports of Dire, what they're doing. Because this Doom is pressuring top lane a lot alone. They have to commit 3 heroes there to even stop him. And I think that's like a little bit of a waste. Phoenix doesn't really do much there, because Witch Doctor should be able to zone him out alone. But I guess he just wants to get his level up really quickly, even though I feel he would do a lot more bottom lane, because he can help the Enigma have like a really good lane.
Well, Phoenix does feel a little bit out of place right now, because he was at the bottom lane at the beginning, to be fair, but then he died, and so he figured, okay, might as well go top. So he clearly seems like he's almost lost in a sense. Maybe the middle lane, I mean, trying to help out this tiny SCCC, taking some good damage there.
But the problem for him right now is he can't kill top lane, he can't kill bot lane, and he can't really kill mid lane either.
Yeah.
So what do you do as a Phoenix? You can't really jungle. That's also why he went top lane, to kind of just pull and get experience. But then again, the jungle creeps don't really give that much experience anymore this patch.
Well, Doom in flame, trying to get some experience at least, but Faith immediately just putting the auto attacks in as soon as he steps up a little bit. So Doom, yeah, with just Witch Doctor there is obviously having a pretty difficult time.
Yeah, Witch Doctor alone is like a very strong zoner, and most heroes can't really stand against him. And he also chose the Maledict level 2. So if he ever gets in close, he's actually in danger of dying.
Okay. Yeah, I believe Puppy's actually been doing that quite a bit for Team Secret.
Yeah.
Playing a lot of Witch Doctor recently.
But so yeah, Yapso as well. Yeah. Like, whenever Secret picks it, they always go for the max Maledict, simply because of the burst damage it provides.
Ooh, Arcane Rune. Sand King's going to sit on top. He'll need to pick it up here because they're coming over. Or maybe not. He's going to... Okay, he did pick it up. He stuns in, and Kaka's the one that has to be a little bit careful. I'm sure he has the Icarus dive, but Faith, now Spirit Siphon onto him. There is that Icarus dive at the backline. Faith, he's trying to go the other direction. If anything, be a distraction. Get some help from SCCC on the Tiny with the Avalanche, but that Spirit Siphon still on top of him, and it will be enough damage to finish him off. Super. Credit for the kill right there.
So mid lane, we actually see that the first blood for DP was really important, because it actually meant that he was winning the lane because of it, with the early 400 gold. And SCC is having a really rough time now. It's going to be hard for him to recover. Just picked up his bottle though, so it's going to be full health. Bot lane, the Morphling is getting a lot more than I thought he would, because Enigma has this ability to just deny the range keep every time. And basically force the wave to his tower.
Is he dead again?
They're trying to kill him, but I don't know if they can.
He clearly saw something, or he's middle lane. Meanwhile, you do see the Sun Ray on top of the Maledict. Tiny Avalanche already used the Spirit Sap for killing him out. The Kaka's gonna get turned, and Super making some super plays in D in the Maledict, and it's not gonna be enough damage. It's level 2 as you mentioned, but not nearly enough. Back to the bottom lane. Midnight Pulse is out from KP. A lot of the juice being cleared because of that, though. Easy vision in favor of LFY. We got a 5-0 start here. Looking good for LFY early on.
But they just committed 3 heroes to kill DP, and DP actually killed 1 in return.
Yeah.
It's like a terrible thing to happen to you because you just wasted like 2 minutes of resources that like the Doom and of course the bottom lane as well took complete advantage of. So now we see like a 1k gold lead, not really that much, but when you have an Enigma you generally have like a better early game. And Doom is pretty dead.
Doom is definitely dead right here. In fact, I was just going to bring this up. Moogie assisting at least with that kill, Faith getting credit. Moogie, oh my god, look at that last hit and denies right there. 35 and 25.
Yeah, he's leading the gold charts right now. Definitely doing a very good job controlling the lane. And Doom is only level 3. Got level 4 now because of the bounty room, but he's having a rough time.
Disruptor, DDC, he'll fall. SCCC realizing he has to TP out, and that proves to be the correct decision. So he'll go back to base, but obviously got the kill, and now Super heading back mid, going to continue his farm now.
I'm pretty sure DDC didn't expect to die there because most Tinies go the 1-1-3 build, but he actually went 3-1-1 on his Tiny. So his burst damage potential was a lot higher, and I think that just caught him off guard.
Okay. What about going back to Moogie here for Newbee? Again, kind of the shining star so far on the Faceless Void. What does he go this game? Is this the Yasha, early Diffusal, Manta maybe, or what's the play?
Well, Linken's is really good, and Manta's also really good because they have Doom as well as the Silence. So he will have to choose what he wants to do. But most likely though, it's going to be the Diffusal Manta build because they need more damage. If you go to Linken's field, you're just more like an initiator, more like a tank.
Feels like more of an offlane
Yeah,
Faceless at that point.
you don't really deal too much damage. So I'm expecting the Manta style here for sure. Maybe followed up by the Diffusal.
They do have SCCC on Tiny. He does do some good damage, but...
Yeah. What you always want to pick up on a Void 2 though, if you want to go for the damage build, definitely the Mask of Madness. It just amplifies the damage way too much, especially with the level 15 talent, plus 100 time lock damage. It's a lot of damage that you get.
The RNG kicking in, more attack speed means better chance for it, of course. Moogie, top lane leading the way. You see the Inflame using the Scorched Earth here to help push it out though, so he's doing his darnest and getting some levels at least.
I wonder whether we will see a rotation of Tiny coming top soon and then committing the Chronosphere to kill that Doom as well as getting the tower. Because they definitely want to get this tower and create pressure on the map so the other lanes can feel the pressure more.
Yeah. Right now, because we're going to pressure KP. He's definitely feeling a lot of pressure.
Yeah, Morphin's level 7.5, he's level 4 only.
Oh no.
He's actually just going to be dead again.
Sand King trying to find him at least. There's that Chronosphere at the top lane. Doom's definitely dead. The Maledict, if anything, would have finished him off right there. Moogie, credit for the kill. They're still hunting for KP. But it seems like now he's going to be fine. He is pushing back up, though, so we'll have to continue to be careful at the bottom.
Yeah, very good rotation and very good kill as well. They forced out the rotation of the DP, and he couldn't really do anything. DP wanted to TP top and commit the Exorcism to get a kill or two, but it didn't work out for them.
Oh, that cast is going to bounce back. It's on the Ancients right now. Siphon on it, too. We've seen this before. It feels like Death Prophet going to finish off Faith. The heal from the Sun Ray, not enough from Kaka. Killing Death Prophet is a difficult task, Black.
It is very, very difficult, but at least they forced out the Exorcism for like a Witch Doctor kill, which means they can't translate into a tower kill for like another 2 minutes.
Bottom lane, Monet.
I'm a bit scared. We have seen a lot of Morphings as free farm this tournament, and he has complete free farm as well.
Linken's Sphere going to be his first choice.
Yeah. Most Morphs go for that, yeah. So invest Tiny here. Looking to burst down someone.
Yeah, maybe not more flame.
He can't burst down anyone right now. He definitely needs another hero to deal the damage with him.
They're coming, but they're obviously pretty far away. They can't get the greatest position like he can. He's going to pick up a tree, and he's going to be turned a little bit. SCCC, he was playing a little bit. In fact, clips back. There's the Sand King Pearl Strike in, the waveform through, and down goes Tiny. That seemed odd right there.
They're very curious what happened there.
Yeah.
Because he just like went in and picked up a tree, like next to 3 heroes.
It's almost as if he thought he was hidden enough for them not to see him, but obviously that wasn't the case. You see at the top lane, Doom, he's Maledict, but he doesn't really care too much. He's level 6 now, by the way, and he's going to activate the Doom right there on a Witch Doctor. I believe that should be enough damage for the kill, maybe deny, if anything, but He's definitely dead. It's just a matter of looking at 9 or not. Oh, he's going in. Flynn, nice job slowing down the attack speed at least from the faceless.
100 movement speed only because of time dilation.
And there's a time lock coming out right there.
Oh, he juked him.
Forward. He goes in the direction though, down the stairs. I should say, by Tiny cuts him off with the avalanche.
Nice.
And Moogie credit for the kill. There's the muddy goal spawns there.
Top tower is almost down, by the way, from the Radiant side. Bot tower for Dire still at 1.1k health. And the Tiny was actually in the fog, by the way, but he took that tree, and that's what made him become visible. Because he destroyed his own fog.
And quick reactions. Okay, we've seen this before. Super. Again, he's going to get a turn kill. Now, this time he may actually fall. Yes, he will. The tree comes flying in, and SCCC. That's a 480 bounty right there.
Completely worth it. He might not actually have died if he didn't have the DD, because that tree throw really hurt with the DD. Yeah, it did like 300 damage right in his face.
He was hitting extra hard there.
Yeah. Level 4 on Phoenix, level 5.5 on Witch Doctor. Disrupt is actually almost level 6. As soon as he's level 6, they can make a massive play. Bot tower is getting pressured, but Enigma is very good at defending towers with the Midnight Pulse, of course.
Yeah. Sand King, though, wrapping around again. KP, though, you could just tell how tense he is right here for good reason. He's just constantly falling back. And Chris dive in.
Yeah, he got the Midas queued up, by the way, as we spoke about it.
Yep.
So he's gonna opt for that cooldown reduction talent. DP has ultimate up. He should be trying to join his team soon to get a tower kill or a good team fight for them. Because you don't want to sit on Exorcism off cooldown for too long. You should always try to spend your ultimate.
Yeah.
There's also Black Hole available, so a kill on this Morphling is very easy if they catch him before he uses his Morph.
There's a Chronosphere top lane. Sand King and Morphling porting in. He's going to kill Tomb, but at what cost now for Moogie? It looks like it's going to be at nothing. Again, the Muddy Golden spawns of the Doom right there, but Moogie just walks it off, and Sand King, the only one there. Obviously, Morphling canceled. Stays at the bottom lane instead. Well, and it's not going to work out.
They're going to get a top tower for this as well. So, very good Chronosphere. Getting an important kill as well as the tower. Actually getting denied.
Well played by Afu, but he could be in trouble. There's that time dilation slow, the Sun Ray just spamming through him, and yeah, will come at a cost for him, so probably not worth it, you think?
Not worth it at all, I think. Yeah, it's very bad if that kind of thing happens. At the same time, the Enigma denied the bottom tower as well. Item pickups. Doom is very poor.
not a successful game for Doom. Obviously, he needs some kind of initiation. I mean, right now he's going for the earlier on drums.
Yeah. DP picked up Yules. And Morphling needs another 2,000 for his Lincoln Sphere. And Enigma's just going to sit bottom now and farm his Midas. He needs to catch up. Because Enigma's actually the core hero at this game to shut down the Morphling. If they don't have the Enigma Black Hole, they can't really kill this Morphling efficiently.
How about this, by the way? SCCC on Tiny, going to be going the Blink Dagger. Now, that feels so weird to suggest that that's an odd pickup, but we'll hold that thought because top lane Moogie. He is going to be fine for now. Doom does have the ultimate. Trying to get it off on him, it looks like. Initially, time dilation coming out. There's the Doom effect finally going to be used. Static Storm also assisting. This Sunray, they'll plenty of damage. In Flame, he could be tied, but at least they're going to get the kill on the Faceless Void. And Phoenix going in with the ultimate. Not going to be enough. Too much auto attack damage. Monet helps to finish off the job there. So good dive at the top lane in favor of LFY.
Yeah, Void and Phoenix a bit too aggressive. They wanted to bully out the Sand King on the lane again because they didn't want the support to just take the lane for free. And Enigma pressuring bottom tower right now. We were speaking about the Blink Dagger on Tiny. It is a bit odd. Well, it's not really odd.
It sounds weird to say that, right?
But people say it's odd because he usually wants to go Shadow Blade because the dust duration obviously is impacted by the status resistance, so it only lasts like 6-5 seconds.
Yeah.
And the Blink Dagger in general, I think, is very good if you have enough damage on your team, which they should with the Enigma, Witch Doctor, as well as the Void and Phoenix. 4 very high damage heroes, so him going more of like a Space Creator kind of build is very good, especially because he had a rough laning phase. So I really like his choice. We'll see whether it pays off or not, though.
Yep. 2,000 gold saved up. They're putting a lot of pressure on the tier 1 tower. Definitely going to kill it. Yep. As you see the Radiant side, LFY, they're more in the top lane right now. Getting some pretty aggressive vision up there, I see, in that dire jungle.
Well, they also traded for the top tier 1 tower, and I think it's better for Newbee to trade because late game it's very scary to team fight against them with the Enigma BKB Black Hole as well as Refresher. If it ever reaches that point, it's going to be very rough to team fight them. So trading right now I think benefits Newbee more than LFY.
LFY, obviously they know Phoenix is here, spamming out that Sun Ray. Is Kaka, but...
They also got Exorcism, but he doesn't want to commit it before he reaches level 12 because he's almost level 12.
Okay.
He's like a couple of creeps, and you really don't want to use ultimate level 1 there.
Ooh, bottom lane. Alpha Stun's coming out onto Sand King. He hides in the Sandstorm, helping a little bit, but will it be enough to stay alive? It looks like. And now the waveform in response from Monet as he ports in. KP's definitely going to fall right there. Maybe kill Tiny as well. Probably Spirit Siphon. That's all 5 heroes here in favor of LFY. Sand King manages to stay alive throughout it as well against that tree grab throw. So 2-for-0 turn.
And again, the Sand King, just like at top lane, he baited 2 heroes to go on him, and then both of them got punished and got killed. So the Sand King's actually like not doing a lot himself, but he's kind of just like being the bait.
Yeah.
Like twice already. It's their Afu there, huh?
Afu's been fun to watch, man. I remember him being a standout player at the at TI7, of course.
Yeah, TI was doing really well. Faces Void almost has a Shadow Blade, by the way. It's another 40 gold.
Okay.
So going more into the physical damage Void instead of the tank initiator kind.
So yeah, going that route though, over, you know, as we're talking about something like the Manta Diffusal direction as far as big damage output. So is it just kind of a preference thing, or is there a fault over one over the other, or what?
I mean, it's a preference thing for sure. But
jeez, that stack.
LFY is smoking right now. They might catch his Void here actually.
Uh-oh.
They don't know he has a Shadow Blade though. They have no sentry wards.
Glimpse back.
Nah, they have no sentry wards. They can't kill him.
Yeah, he's going to hide in this Shadow Blade, isn't he? Sand King, meanwhile, dies elsewhere.
Yeah.
And he'll be fine, you're right.
No more baiting for you when your team is not there.
Yeah.
They're going to commit the Exorcism bottom, maybe. No, they will. They do have a Chronosphere, though, to respond to this. And LFY have no save for this DP. Disruptor ult was spent already.
This could get scary. TP coming in from Phoenix.
It looks like they're just giving up the tower then.
Yeah, they're not going to defend at this point now. Invulnerability, maybe they are. Ern goes up onto Faceless Void. He's got that Chronosphere ready to go, as you're talking about. He's thinking about going in Sunray. Uh-oh, Morphling. He puts himself on the cliff. That was not a good plan. And out comes the time dilation as well as the Maledict. Going to be stunned as well. The Lincoln Sphere actually stopped that. Dash Strike, pushback. Super meanwhile, but that Exorcism runs that, gets a couple of kills right there. On to Phoenix being one of them. The Chronosphere does come out, but he's just too damn tanky. They can't kill him up there either. He waveforms away. So let's call it the plan all along for LFY.
What do we heralds know, man? That was like a divine play right there.
Oh, Jesus.
Like, literally just waved up and baited everyone to hit him, and it literally didn't do anything.
Worked.
Yeah. He's half health still.
Because, like, obviously, a lot of their damage, Faceless Void, and even Tiny to an extent, they couldn't really do the best damage on him up there.
The only way to really kill him there is the Phoenix Sunray, but Phoenix got taken down by DP instantly. Without the Phoenix there, they can't take the fight at all. They even wasted Chronosphere as well, so it's going to be on cooldown for another 90 seconds.
Yeah.
And LFY is looking really good here.
That they are, and I saw that stack there on the dire side on the right.
That's for the Tiny.
Yeah. That was for that's for Tiny. I mean, it's still there. Obviously, LFY knows it's there too. So I'm wondering if they're going to try to make a play for that, because that's quite a bit of gold.
Well, the thing is, they can't really clear it. They would have to like commit DP ult for that, and you don't really want to do that for a stack, of course. Okay. Maybe if there's a team fight nearby and you win the team fight, you kind of go there after that. But they don't really have anyone that can clear Ancients too efficiently.
True. We got Morphling. Of course, Lincoln's has been finished. Saw pop last fight. He's going the Ethereal Blade. So sticking to that old school build. When he finds Kaka, by the way. Icarus dive, though. Is he going in? Maybe he can morph and then dive in himself? No.
Could have. He wasn't ready to do it, yeah.
I would have done that. Would it works? I don't know.
Yeah, you would have done that, and you would have killed him, probably.
All right. That went pretty good. Thank you, Black. I appreciate that. Sand King going in. Enigma. Being followed up by Doom right here. He does not have his ultimate. KP does have a black hole, but obviously, I was going to say, no way, he's using it right here. He decides to use it. We'll look at the turn kill on it, Doom. It's not going to be enough damage. That seems so risky. I mean, it did not work out.
Committing the black hole there is fine if a teammate actually comes and helps him, but there was no one to be seen. And Doom is just way too tanky at that point. Chrono on cooldown for another 7 seconds, by the way. Disruptor invisible. They're going to get one kill here.
Moogie, that would be a prime kill. This time they do have the vision. The Spirit Siphon on top. The Tripstern going through, and everything else to follow to finish him off, actually. Witch Doctor. Gets up in time. Yules, no. Could not get the vision.
So close. By the way, they also dewatted the wall with the Sentry Ward they killed the Faces Void with. So that was really unlucky. And they just placed it too.
Yeah. Unfortunate there for Newbee. Kind of continues. Seems to be a theme right now in this game for LFY's favor. 5,000 net worth lead. Top lane, Doom. Witch Doctor going to initiate. Not the best support nearby. Death Ward. I mean, that's not going to do a lot of damage, though.
We spoke about Newbee in the group stage being like somewhat disconnected.
Yeah.
And it seems to be following the same trend here. They go in one by one and just try to make their like own solo cute plays, and doesn't really work out so far.
I noticed on the mini-map, I was like, okay, somebody's kind of almost nearby, but he just went way early as if he could almost get the solo kill. But as we saw there, so it wasn't even close. Making it happen.
DP actually went for a Rod of Atos.
Oh, yeah.
Quite good against the Faceless Void, of course, because he can't jump out of it. But it's an odd item choice for the DP. Of course, gives health, so it's quite good for you to tank up. We'll see.
It's the idea of like what could he have gone instead, right? You kind of always play that comparison. By the way, Afu middle lane, big two-man pro starting to start things off. Witch Doctor definitely in trouble. At least Faceless Void, he'll be able to time walk away at the epicenter. Not really doing the greatest. Eventually gets him a little bit of damage because of the glimpse back that Doom applied immediately, and the finish on a Faceless Void. He's dead for 50. This is an easy Roshan kill here.
And they're just getting outplayed really hard. Like they're never in position, and they never expect LFY to do what they're doing.
Yeah.
So LFY is just always much faster than they are, and they just can't respond to it at all. Newbee can.
That's, like I said, the transitions seem so much just so fluid there for LFY. Yeah, this is clearly, I mean, this is only game number 1, so let's not overreact, but game number 1 right now is just being, I don't want to say dominated, but looking very good for LFY.
Well, that being said, Daya does have a good comeback lineup. They have 3 massive teamfight AoE ultimates.
Okay.
And it's definitely possible.
The Blink's coming for Enigma.
Yeah.
Gonna buy it right here. So
now it
kind of an all-in build.
BKB and Refresher, and then we got a really late game build.
How about that BKB? Can he be stopped? I don't think so.
Yeah, the Doom only.
Okay, so Doom, yeah.
Or either Doom or DP Ultimate kills him during the Black Hole, because DP Ultimate can deal a lot of damage quickly if you don't have any armor.
KP. Afu nearby. Does have some support. Doom is coming over. No ultimate for him, but KP, the Infernal Blade auto attack. Scorchers is down, so it's a Midnight Pulse. KP setting up a turn, Malphus stunts, dealing issue to the Doom right there. But Phoenix going to go down to the back lines to Death Prophet, and they also do take out the Enigma and the Yang. Great team support yet again. We're seeing that so often here in game number 1 for LFY.
You see what I mean, right? It's like really, like, why are those 2 heroes there alone?
Yeah.
They can't kill anyone, and I'm just a bit baffled by like what's going on. Yeah, the Newbee decision making right now is really off. They need to calm down and kind of just recollect themselves. So meanwhile, we see the Faceless Void farming the stack over the Tiny actually.
Oh, is he really? Okay.
Yeah.
The Tiny's Tiny. I mean, Tiny, to be fair, is he's ahead of Faceless Void right now. I mean, they're basically tied when it comes to net worth.
He's going for Manta start first, by the way, on Tiny. Something we've seen more and more recently. I don't know whether I'm a big fan of it or not.
Yeah.
I think the Saint Jasha usually is better. But I do assume they have a silence, and you can Manta dodge a glimpse.
Yeah.
Manta dodging glimpse is fun. The Disruptor is mad every time.
He thinks he has it, it's like, nope.
Yep.
And that's a dodge.
Sometimes you even commit your Disruptor ult on top of it, and if you Manta dodge it, like,
that's
amazing.
That's frustrating for Disruptor.
Yeah, that's like a Crusader play.
It seems like a lot of these plays have been happening too for LFY without Monet on Morphling. He's kind of just been quietly farming. He's been involved in some, obviously, but overall, he's having a very good farm time. 13,000 net worth right now.
I mean, we say that, but he's actually part of 50% of the kills.
He's 5-0-5, you're right. KP on the other hand, 0-5-0.
E-Blade finished on Morph now, by the way. He can pretty much solo kill anyone, except the Tiny. Tiny won't die, everyone else will die.
Moki gearing up some Ancients right here. Only the single set of
smoke play again.
Moving over.
While Morphling shows top to make it less obvious.
Flanking. Oh god, they're wrapping around. They know. They know they're in the area, it feels like.
Newbee really needs to get one really good team fight off. With one good Black Hole or one Chronosphere can turn the entire fight, especially that they're fighting without Morphling that has the Aegis. So if they get caught with 4 heroes, their only Morphling can't connect, and they can take a massive team fight there.
If they connect, it's right here. I mean, that's obviously Morphling pushing out the top lane, but not going to find their chance at this point, at least. And the Aegis still up.
Yeah, at this point, it's very obvious that the whole Radiant team is in the Dire jungle, because Morphling is pushing up so aggressively top. So they're just going to take the tower. Of course, no trade for Newbee. They're way too far behind right now to be out on the map that far.
Middle lane, Tiny, going to be stunned, but there's that
resistance
coming into play.
Wow, I'm stunned for half a second.
Walks away.
Yep.
No chance there, really. But the top tier 2, again, if you're LFY, still overall pretty happy with what's going on here. 9,000 net worth lead now. But it keeps going back to you. The Wombo combo, the ultimate synergy's there. One big team fight, Newbee's right back in this game. So
it might be threatening high ground here.
And this is where things could get interesting. There's the Manta, taking off the Ethereal Blade.
I'm surprised he wanted to go for the Tiny, because there was a Phoenix right behind him. He could have actually bursted him. And he does not have a buyback. That means they actually just get the Rex there for free.
They choose not to go too deep.
Yeah.
I mean, is this a mistake for LFY, I think? Not really kind of forcing the issue? But
they don't have to force it. If they can contain them in the base, it's just as good. But I think just, you know, kind of forcing them all back because the Enigma is still pushing out bottom lane. He should never be able to do that alone like that. Either you set up for a kill on Enigma or you pressure in top lane. You have to do one or the other.
Monet just waveforming in, doing out a little more creep wave. There's a BKB purchase by Death Prophet.
Yeah, well, they were just waiting for the BKB then maybe, because they still have Aegis for a while, and well, DP level 18 doesn't really sound realistic until Aegis runs out, so...
What is she now? 17? She just hit it.
Just hit it, yeah.
Yeah, probably not going to be a little bit longer than they would like, so, but that BKB just about there. And that perhaps going to be the key for LFY to really try to push something.
It looks like they just want to use this Aegis to kind of contain the enemy and become bigger themselves. 8k lead right now, and if they successfully contain the enemy, it will grow by around like 1,000 per minute-ish.
Okay.
So if they do it for like 10 minutes, of course the goal is going to be like 20k, and Newbee, it's on Newbee to find a way out of that.
But Newbee does have a couple of Hanamidases. Obviously, Phoenix even just got his. Enigma's had his for a while, so they have that recovery in a sense. Or at least ideally kind of keep up if that's going to be the game plan.
Newbee's never really out of this game simply because they have Enigma and Faceless Void. If they combo well together, the Midnight Pulse is percentage based and deals pure damage. That means pretty much any hero can lose half health if they combo well. And it doesn't matter how fat the enemy team is.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen Morphling yet do any tricky morph plays either.
No, we haven't.
Ultimate.
The only thing he took so far was Enigma once to Malefice him.
Okay.
Pretty much it, yeah. He could actually take the Tiny Illusion, I think, and become the big Tiny 2 just to grab the tree, but he hasn't done that yet.
Oh, that actually works?
It works.
You can use it on the Illusion. Wow. Yeah. Okay. I wonder if he... I mean, I stopped myself. I'm sure he knows that, but... Yeah, I can't say I was aware of that, actually.
Well, you could at first. Maybe they patched it out. Well, I'm not
now you're second-guessing yourself.
I'm not entirely sure myself, but I'm definitely sure that you could do it. And I don't see the reason why not, because the old replicate you could do it as well.
Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll see if that comes into play.
Yeah, but as I said, the first patch when Morph was just changed, you could do it. So I don't see why they would patch it out.
Yeah.
Because it actually makes no sense to patch it out.
Fair enough. Aegis, of course, has despawned.
But maybe he hasn't watched CTY when he took the Tiny with the tree.
Something tells me that he knows about that.
He should.
Probably.
By the way, you could also just take your own Doom when you're level 20 and just eat creeps, get 150 bonus gold every time.
That's a strat, sure. What's the cooldown on Morph again?
40 seconds.
At 40 seconds, yeah.
Which is like the cooldown of Devour as well. So.
And what's the other level 20 talent? Because I know we talk about that being able to use it on allies.
The duration goes up by 15.
Okay, the 15 second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is not very good for carry morphing because you want to have your main attribute and you want to be dishing out those adaptive strikes and waveforms.
Yeah. Makes sense. And especially with like taking over Tiny. On the other side, you're essentially just using for the auto attacks anyways, the tree grab, which goes a lot quicker. So top lane KP. Is he going in?
He can't morph. He can't morph.
Yeah, Morph as mentioned. Sunray on top. Is this enough damage for the kill? No, it's not. The Doom comes out. KP, he's going to be turned. The idea was there, but Newbee just not enough damage. He had to be about 5% health, I want to say.
Yeah, he had 100 health left.
Oh, man.
And now they expanded Black Hole for nothing.
Yeah.
And this is very rough. I think they're going to go high ground now.
Faith is dead, too. That's going to be another kill, so.
It's going to go high ground. Level 3 DP ult as well.
No buyback on Faith. They do have one Enigma, but as you pointed out, he does not have a black hole. So really, Midnight Pulse and Malefice is all he brings.
I wonder whether he's going to try to find the Tiny and pick 3, because that melts Rex really fast.
Yeah.
But it doesn't even look like they want to defend. SSC looks like he's in a position to trade rather, but he's way slower than the Radiant team.
He's doing it. I mean, he's trying.
There's no way he can trade against those heroes.
It's one of those, like, are they really going to be able to defend here, though? So
definitely not.
Enigma's up, just about, as the Phoenix. That was a little scary.
Well, Ultimate had to be wasted back in the base, though. So another huge team for Ultimate's gone. They're setting up on Tiny bot lane as well.
They're going in down there. Doom, it looks like he's going to be jumping onto the Tiny. He's going to go for the TP out. Glimpse back, though. No chance for SCC. No. He's just going to do as much damage as possible to the tower and distract him. But Monet will get the last hit right there with the adaptive strike and just push out the bottom lane now. So, as you pointed out, I mean, there was never going to be a trade there, essentially.
Yeah.
But really, was that a wrong decision? Because, again, were they really going to defend there?
Well, it wasn't a wrong decision. It was more like he overstayed his welcome a little bit. Because you want to do it, but you don't want to die.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as the Rex is down, you need to get out of there because they have the Disruptor, and he will punish you for it. And something a lot of people also don't mention is Doom is quite bad against Tiny because it gets removed so fast by the status resistance, right?
Okay.
Like 6 seconds, but it's also pretty good because the Infernal Blade, the duration does not get reduced. So you technically reduce 20% of the max health of Tiny, which is a lot. He has 2.6k health right now, so 20% of that is like 400, 500, 525.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm NA. What do I know?
Wait, 2.6k. I'm gonna do this math real quick. 500, 600.
It's never a good idea to do math live on stream like this, but
650. 650.
Okay,
all right, yeah, we got it.
We'll trust you on that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of damage is the point. Witch Doctor, that's an easy kill.
Yeah. Easy kill there. Got shotgun. Not even shotgun. He just got adaptive strike. Struck. That's a struck.
No, that's not it. Level 20, by the way, on Morphling. He actually chose to get the 15-second duration, I noticed. So, doing that over the allies. He figures that probably Tiny's going to be his big target anyway. So, no, Kaka thought he could get away. He could not. The yield throws him up, and that's an easy kill. DDC credit.
I mean, at this point, it's really desperation by Newbee because the only thing they can do is split. They can't teamfight them as well anymore. And what LFY is just waiting for right now is the Aegis cheese, go high ground, finish the game. That's their game plan. And Newbee, if they can get like an amazing 3-4-man black hole there, they can turn the fight around, but getting that is going to be hard. But it's the only chance they have right now.
Exactly. It obviously they're in a very tight spot, and when it comes to strategies when you're down 13,000 net worth, it's going to be some desperate plays, but you gotta make those plays to try to somehow come back into the game. So. Gonna try for that. Tiny Lincoln Sphere coming along. 2,000 gold saved up, so he actually almost has it, but he goes back to, is that really an item that's gonna change things?
Not really.
Yeah.
Wait,
Student dead?
No.
Yeah, no, that's not nearly enough. Oh, he's a satyr too, so that regen's pretty ridiculous.
But again, why does he just go in there alone? It feels like...
Yeah, like what's the point?
Yeah, why?
A little bit of tilt, you think?
I really don't know. Because usually Newbee's always on... Like, team play was the biggest trait they had. And this game, they seem so disconnected. It's actually... I wonder what happened there. Because during the group stage, it was the same thing. But as DDC just said in the interview, they kind of like need to individually readjust.
Yeah.
And maybe they're like in that phase right now where they're trying to figure out what's actually the best thing to do for them.
A new patch. Do you think that could have shaken things up? I mean, some teams react different than others, right?
New patch for sure, but it shouldn't impact your team play, right?
Fair, yeah.
Because you're still the same players, you're still the same people. Both teams actually smoking up. They're just going to clash right here.
Here we go. Big chance actually for Newbee if they can get their wombo combo going out. Doom jumped in the back line. He tuned up somebody back there. Making sure that would be the Phoenix action. So no Supernova from him. The S-Blade to finish him off as well. He's dead for 55 seconds. He loses Disruptor, but it seems like so far LFY is definitely winning this fight. Newbee's all about running away. The black hole coming out from KP, but it's just not going to be enough follow-up damage. He's going to fall, and that could be the end. Indeed it is. GG, well played. Game 1. Going to LFY.
It was never going to happen. They needed like a perfect 3-4-man Chronosphere as well as Black Hole on like, I don't know how you do it, but that's what you have to do. Like a perfect Phoenix egg on top with like a Sunray afterwards. Yeah. You have to like hit every ultimate perfectly, and it was never going to happen because LFY is way too high class of a team.
Morphling, man. Is this a, you know, I was talking with Blitz last night about this, so we were kind of just having some fun in the conversation, but he did like an overreaction of like, okay, let's not